Hello and welcome to NSCC Financial Aid Night 2022 and 2023. My name is Isaac, and as a disclaimer, if you are intending to complete the FAFSA for any year other than the 2022-2023 school year, please contact the Financial Aid Office in case anything has changed. Without further ado, let's go over the basics of financial aid. Financial aid is money to help families pay for college or career school. Financial aid includes grants, work study, loans, scholarships, and other forms to help make college or career school more affordable. There are expenses related to college other than tuition, fees, and books. You can expect personal expenses to occur, such as rent, gasoline, car maintenance, and other additional equipment that may be needed for your field of study. In order to receive a federal financial aid, the applicant must be a U.S. citizen or an eligible non-citizen, must have a high school diploma or equivalent, be registered as an eligible degree program at an eligible school, and you must have a valid Social Security number. Schools will also have an academic progress policy that students will be required to follow to maintain good financial aid standing. FAFSA stands for the Free Application for Federal Student Aid. Make sure that you are accessing the FAFSA through studentaid.gov. Since it's a free application, never pay to submit your FAFSA. There are sites that will try to get you to pay to complete the FAFSA. You can also complete the FAFSA on your phone or tablet by using the My Student Aid app. Your first step in doing the FAFSA is going to be to create an FSA ID. For dependent students, both the student and the parent will need to create an FSA ID or a Federal Student Aid ID to complete the FAFSA. The FSA ID is your and your parents' electronic signature. Please make sure to write down your username, password, and security question answers. Schools cannot help you retrieve this information. As a reminder, never share your FSA ID with anyone. Step 2 would be to fill out the FAFSA. When you begin filling out your FAFSA, you will want to have some documents and information with you to make the process smoother. You'll want to have your and your parents' FSA IDs, driver's licenses, and Social Security numbers. You will also want to have your 2020 W-2 and tax forms for anybody that worked or filed taxes for that year. You will also want access to your current bank statements and any investment or business information. If applicable, you will need your alien registration or permanent resident card as well. Step 3 would be to determine your dependency status. Are you independent or dependent? To determine a student's dependency status, there are several yes or no questions on the FAFSA. If you can say yes to any of the following questions, you could qualify as independent. Being a dependent student means that you must still use your parents' income on the FAFSA. Even if you do not live with your parents or you pay all of your own bills, you can still be considered a dependent student. Step 4, some tips for completing the FAFSA. We strongly encourage that you would use the data retrieval tool when completing your FAFSA. It will help to provide accurate data, and it will save you some data entry time. And if you happen to get flagged for verification, it can save processing time for that as well. Note that if you use the data retrieval tool, it will transfer your 2020 1040 federal information, but not all of your W-2 information. If you happen to be randomly selected for verification, you may still be requested to provide W-2s. There are some special considerations that can take place with financial aid. If you're considered a dependent student by the FAFSA, but have a unique situation where you cannot provide parent information, you may qualify for a dependency override. This would be a situation where you have no contact with either of your parents. Parents refusing to provide information would not qualify you for a dependency override. If your household financial situation has changed since 2020 for the worst, you may be able to complete a special conditions. This could be due to unemployment, divorce, loss of a parent, etc. Contact your college's financial aid office for more information about that. Step 5. You've completed your FAFSA. Now what? Now that you've finished your FAFSA, a student aid report will be sent to each school that you have listed on the FAFSA. That usually takes about 3 to 5 business days. The college will then determine what additional paperwork you will need and send it to you. Your college will contact you either by mail or email. The FAFSA is just the first step for financial aid, so make sure you turn in all of your college's requirements on time. What is the expected family contribution, or EFC? Expected family contribution, or EFC, is a number generated by the FAFSA. This would include household size, income, and can impact your eligibility for basic aid. Both parents and student incomes are used to calculate the EFC. This number does not vary from college to college. To determine your individual financial need, the cost of attendance is subtracted from your expected family contribution to find your financial need. The cost of attendance will vary from school to school and can include tuition, room and board, travel, and many other categories. What kind of financial aid is there? There are two main categories for financial aid. The first is need-based aid, which would include your grants, federal work-study, federal direct subsidized loans, and some scholarships. The second category is non-need-based aid. That would include federal direct unsubsidized loans, federal direct plus loans, and some scholarships. Grants. Grants are gift aid, which means you don't have to pay it back. There are different kinds of grants available, with the most common being the federal Pell Grant. In order to receive one of the federal grants offered, you must complete the FAFSA to determine if you are eligible. The state of Ohio invests significant resources in a wide array of financial aid programs so that immediate cost savings are available to students at Ohio public institutions. Many types of grants and scholarships are available and awarded based on areas of study, academic merit, financial need, military status, and more. You can visit ohiohighered.org/SGS for more information on these scholarships and grants. Scholarships are funds that do not have to be paid back and are usually awarded on the basis of merit, skill, or unique characteristics. There are various sources of scholarships. Below are the few areas to start your scholarship search. Check your college's financial aid office for foundation or institutional scholarships. The Ohio Department of Education, community, or civic or business organizations like the Moose, Legion, Elks, churches, etc. usually have scholarships as well. Also check with your high school guidance counselor, as they might have opportunities for you to apply for as well. You can also look on trusted websites. Northwest State has 2 scholarships that are specific to high school seniors entering their first year of college. The Presidential Scholarship pays full tuition, and the Honor Scholarship pays half tuition. Each have a set of requirements that a student must meet in order to be eligible. Please contact our admissions office for further information. Student loans. Student loans are federal funds that can be borrowed to help pay for educational expenses. They must be paid back with interest after you graduate or stop attending. While loans are an investment into your future, be careful to borrow wisely so you don't have more debt than needed. Federal work study. Federal work study is where you get a job on campus or in an approved community service position off campus and earn the amount of money that was awarded. When working a federal work study job, you do not have to include that pay on next year's FAFSA. To help make your college journey smooth and successful, we advise students to apply for financial aid early. Make sure you pay close attention to deadlines and check your college email and school portal often. And reach out to your instructors and advisors with any questions that you may have. If you have any questions, please contact our office. Everyone's situation is different, and not all of your questions may have been answered during this presentation. Thank you for watching.